Hey, Claude. Looks like you had another one of those meetings. You finally finished?
For today, yeah. But we're picking up right where we left off tomorrow.
Ugh, that's a lot of talking. What could possibly call for that much discussion?
Well, first, we need to settle on a direction for the Alliance. And then come all the pesky little details. All responsibilities need to be doled out fairly, but each territory has different resources and different circumstances, you know? So it's tricky to figure out what's really fair. There's no one answer that works across the board.
But you're their leader. Can't you just make a bunch of decisions and get it over with?
No can do, I'm afraid. I may be the leader, but I'm still just one of the 5 great lords. Sure, I may be the idea man, but I don't have the authority to enforce anything on my own. Most nobles are experts at focusing on what's good for their own territory instead of what would benefit the Alliance as a whole. When priorities clash, the debates just go around and around in endless circles. Makes me wonder if we'll ever reach a consensus on anything.
Hold on. Do you really think you'll win the war like this? You'll always be on the defensive if you can't act decisively.
I hear you, believe me. The process works much better in times of peace, but since we're at war, it's frustrating to say the least. What's worse is that it's near impossible to get a read on the situation. I don't have the foggiest idea how we're going to overcome this. Say, mind if I pick your brain? What would you do in my shoes?
What, me? Well, I guess I'd... You gotta just give him a nice whoosh. Deal with him that way.
Uh-huh. Whoosh. You care to spell that one out for me?
What I'm saying is, why not just get rid of all the talking?
You mean get rid of the Alliance's council altogether?
Exactly. If you give yourself more authority, then it won't take as long to make decisions. It doesn't even have to be permanent. You could go back to the old way once things are peaceful again. But I guess that wouldn't go over too well with the other nobles, huh?
Actually, I think you're onto something. Can't say it hasn't crossed my mind before. If folks at the Round Table just keep looking out for their own territory's interests, we'll be in a world of hurt if the Alliance is ever invaded. I just wish they could see that.
Whoa, are you seriously considering it, Claude?
Of course. Unfortunately, the possibility of it actually happening right now is basically zero. But you've given me a lot to chew on. Let's do this again sometime.
Just say the word. Phew, glad that's finally over.
Oh, hey! Nice job out there.
You too, Hilda. Good to see you back safe and sound. That was one close fight, huh?
You think so? I didn't even break a sweat.
Really? Well, I guess we did have the upper hand for most of it.
We sure did. And yet you still charged headfirst into the most contested part of the battlefield. You know, that's why you end up feeling like every battle is some huge ordeal. It's so unnecessary. I know you want to argue. I can see it in your eyes. Living fast and loose is only gonna land you in an early grave.
Well, it's not like I'm trying to live like anything. This is just how mercenaries are. You can't distinguish yourself by hanging around in the back, and if you don't stand out, you don't get paid. People notice you if you do something showy on the front lines, and that can bring in the next job, you know?
You're basically commanding an entire army now? What does recognition matter at this point?
You're probably right. I guess I've just gotten so used to fighting like that, it's hard to change. Aren't there a bunch of mercenaries in Goneril territory? Pretty sure I've heard of a merc company stationed at the throat.
Yeah, we use mercenaries a lot when we're beating back the Almiran army.
Then I'm sure they're the same as me. Haven't you seen them going all hog wild, competing with each other up at the front?
I've never really fought with them, but I can imagine that they're way different from regular knights. My brother is always going on about how some guy from some mercenary company or other died fighting at his side.
No surprise there. The more a merc makes a show of themselves, the easier it is for the enemy to spot them.
Right? And that's exactly why I'm worried about you. You don't have to stress about grabbing attention and getting paid anymore. So just take it easy, okay? We don't want you dying before your time.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep that in mind. It's not like I have a death wish or something. I can't really change my fighting style overnight, but I'll try to keep the recklessness to a minimum. Don't worry. You know, I've never seen a noble worry so much about a mercenary. You just sit back and enjoy the show, all right?
Enjoy the show? Yeah, that sort of talk is so not making me feel any better.
I was wondering who it was. What fortuitous timing.
Did you need me for something?
Nothing in particular. I was simply thinking of having a little chat with you. Please, do relax.
But I already am relaxed.
I've heard your background is quite the mystery, and what's more, that you possess some sort of unknown power. It's certainly a bold decision for Claude to put someone like that in charge of frontline forces.
I don't know if there's anything bold about it.
Oh, it seems you do not understand your unique position then. Each noble house in Leicester commands its own knights, and those knights in turn enact the will of their lords through the soldiers in their employ. But you are no knight, merely a mercenary who commands soldiers in fealty to nobody at all.
Maybe so, but all my orders come straight from the Alliance leader himself. What's the problem?
There is no problem, per se. You excel at what you do and fight with true valor. However, protecting the people of Leicester has always been the nobility's responsibility, and theirs alone. Some nobles may feel insulted that they have to rely on a simple mercenary of unknown origin.
Seriously? But nobles are usually the ones hiring mercenaries in the first place.
On the other hand, I hear there are more commanders of common birth in the Empire of late. Given our current lack of resources, the Alliance could serve to learn from them and promote more commoners through our ranks. Which means there should be no particular reason for anyone to resent you.
Didn't you just say they might feel insulted? If nobody's getting all hot under the armor about it, then there's no problem, right?
That said, this does not change the fact that a noble's obligation is to protect the common folk. Though your exact origins remain unclear, you undoubtedly fall into the commoner category as it stands. Therefore, you are entitled to all the protection a noble is compelled to provide. Simply say the word if you ever require my assistance.
Of course, Lawrence. You'll be the first person I go to. Capable guy like you has plenty of sway with the other nobles, after all. You know, at first I thought you were just coming to complain, but you were actually trying to be nice.
Me? Nice? To you? Oh my, you are funny. Allow me to explain. I am the heir to House Gloucester, a noble among nobles. My offer of aid was not an act of kindness. It was a means to inform you of your place in this society. You would do well to remember the order of things here in Fodlan.
So you just came to tell me how I'm disrupting the order? You are complaining.
Most certainly not! Do you really think me that small-minded? I've acknowledged your skills, and all I ask in return is that you act according to your station. Understand?
All right, I'll keep that in mind. For now. In any case, my job as a mercenary is to fight. Simple as that. You're wasting your time if you're gonna get all bent out of shape about me.
I am not getting... Never mind. We shall continue this at a later date.
I should call it a day. You sticking around?
Nah, I should finish up too. Thanks, Shamir. I have to work out new unit formations for our next battle.
You're pretty conscientious for a mercenary. That's rare in our profession. Well, sorry to cut and run. Good luck with all that.
No worries, I can handle it. It's my responsibility, after all.
Right, well, if you ever need a hand, just let me know.
Really? Thanks. Dependable as always, Shamir. Honestly, you're so mature for your age. You always seem so composed, almost wise, even when we're just chatting.
I wouldn't say wise. Save that for the higher-ups. I just mind my own business. Plenty of mercenaries do the same.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
You know, you're pretty easygoing yourself, even by merc standards. Have you been on your own for long? Didn't you belong to a mercenary group at some point?
Yeah, but I bounced around a lot. Let's see, the company I was with the longest was... probably Burling's mercenaries, the last one I joined. But then we clashed with Gerald's band, and I was the only one who survived.
There isn't a mercenary who hasn't lost someone or something along the way. But losing trusted comrades stays with you.
Yeah. Captain Burling, Getz, Lasley. We were a tight-knit group, if a little rough around the edges. I would have been content staying with them till the end.
Maybe your experience is what's made you so pragmatic. It takes real strength to overcome past hardships and move on. That's what I think, anyway.
You know, you seem way more pragmatic than me. I wonder what made you that way.
You should know not to pry into a mercenary's past. But if the right moment comes, maybe I'll tell you about it.
That's a tasty-looking roast you've got there, Claude. Where'd you get it?
Oh, hey, Raphael. I nabbed it from the base we took over the other day. No big deal. Plus, it's about to go bad, so there's no point in trying to ration it out to the troops. Meaning?
You're giving it to me! Oh, yes!
Hold on there, big guy. Nobody can eat all of this alone, not even you. I was actually thinking we could all feast on it together. Want to help me cook it?
You bet I do! Might mean my stomach goes a little emptier, but feasting with the whole team adds a spice like no other. Just leave the rest to me. I'll kick this meat party off in style.
Hey, make sure you take it to the mess hall. Is he even listening to me? Wow, this looks incredible. Color me impressed, Raphael.
Well, you said it was about to go bad, right? I had to grill it up as quick as I could.
I mean, it wasn't going bad in a matter of minutes, but this is a huge help. Thanks. Weird. It felt like that was more than we could ever finish. But just mention food to the crew and it's gone in an instant.
Too bad, too. I was thinking I could split any leftovers we had with Maya and my grandpa.
Doesn't it take days to get here from where they are? It would definitely have started rotting by then. Besides, this isn't really the chapter in history you want an old man and a child going out for a stroll.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Still, I hope that day comes soon.
Huh?
A time when we can invite your grandfather and sister over for banquets whenever we want. A time when it's not so dangerous for them to travel. Not that any of that'll be possible so long as this war keeps dragging on.
That's it, Claude! That's it!
Whoa! What's all the yelling for?
This meal was amazing, yeah. But a little voice in the back of my mind kept saying something was missing. And now I know what it is! Once the land's at peace again, we're gonna have a huge party with Maya and my grandpa and everyone! After all, you can't savor a meal if you've got thoughts of war rolling around in your head.
Yeah, I think you're right. A banquet we can throw in peacetime is far better than one we have to put on hold due to the conflict. But in order to make that dream a reality, we'll need to create a future where the wild animals share their game instead of fighting over it.
Game? As in game meat? You have more?
Sorry, just a metaphor for the eagles and lions, always at each other's throats. As for us deer, we're content with leaves. But where should we forage next?
Anyone here? Oh, Hilda! Perfect! I am, aren't I? Now, what do you need?
I was thinking about getting another round of practice in, but I need a partner. And here you stand. So what do you say?
What? But it's so late!
Yes, but I just thought up a fantastic move, and I need to try it out or I'll never be able to sleep.
Yeah, but I've already bathed, and I really don't want to get all sweaty and gross again.
Wait, is that you? You smell amazing.
I know! I use floral oils. I've got a whole bunch of them, and I mix and match based on the situation or just, you know, mood.
Wow, that's impressive.
I bet you're wondering why I'd go to all that trouble, right? Well, scent is very important. One whiff of something nice can turn a person's entire day around.
I get that, but I don't really think it's for me. I'm always training or hunting or something, and the constant sweat would probably wash it right off.
Which is exactly why you should use floral scents. Then you'll smell like a delightful bouquet and not some kind of hog farmer. I mean, you're cute already, but you could be the whole package if you just leaned into it.
You think I'm cute? No one's ever said that to me before. Or anything even remotely like it, actually.
You know what? Let's just do it! Come to my tent. That's where I keep the stash.
I really don't think this is for me.
Oh, don't be silly. It is absolutely for you.
No, really. Besides, I have to go practice that move.
Well, too bad. But I'll come find you tomorrow, okay? Oh, this is so exciting!
Wait, I don't think I actually agreed to anything. Never mind. I'm leaving. Bye.
Yep, Just a little bit of effort and she'll really be the whole package.
My, if it isn't Marianne, how is the fine maiden today?
Oh, Lawrence. I'm all right, thank you.
Off to the chapel again? Your devotion never ceases to amaze me.
Yes, I am.
Tell me, do you regret taking part in this war? I was most surprised to hear you were joining our forces, so if you are overexerting yourself for whatever such reason...
I'm not, and I wouldn't say I regret it either.
Hmm?
I had no other choice. When the Officers' Academy shut down, my adoptive father insisted I join the army. I wasn't given the opportunity to say no.
I see. So it is by the will of Margrave Edmund that you're with us.
Yes.
I can only presume he did so as a show of his loyalty to the cause, considering he cannot make much use of his own soldiers. Yet, you do not seem entirely on board with the concept. Are you sure this is what you want? If need be, I would be glad to contact your father and sort this out for you.
Just stop. I'm fine with this. It's not like I have anywhere else to go anyway. This is the only option I have, so please, just leave me be.
Marianne, we are living through an era of immense change. This great war has entangled the three eminent powers in Fodlan, and will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on the continent at large. Leicester cannot stay the way it is now. No, it must not.
Why are you telling me all this?
Listen carefully, Marianne. I believe this moment in time to be a wonderful opportunity for you to turn a new leaf. I too feel pressure to do the same, and I have spent my days reacting in kind. Why don't you and I welcome in this new era together, as changed people?
If only it were that easy. Perhaps things wouldn't be such a struggle. I'm sorry. I will continue to be as I always have. All I can do is pray. If you'll excuse me.
There you are, Ignatz.
Hello, Lysithia. Do you need something?
I wanted to thank you for your actions in our skirmish earlier. You blocked the enemy's approach, which allowed me to maintain my position on the battlefield. I'm very grateful.
Oh, you don't need to thank me. Protecting comrades is all part of the job when you're a knight.
At first, I thought knighthood would prove to be a task beyond your ability, but you've turned out to be surprisingly dependable. Didn't you come from a merchant family?
I sure did.
Then if I may, why have you chosen to become a knight instead of taking over the family business?
Because I'm the second son. My older brother is going to take over the business. My father wanted me to become a knight so I could help my brother that way. It was a lot to deal with, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out.
It's quite commendable to choose a future based on your family's wishes.
Oh, it's not so impressive.
Your family must have been ecstatic when you were knighted.
I suppose they were.
To be honest, I am envious of you.
You are?
I am. I haven't been able to do anything for my own mother and father yet. I hope to be as strong as you and do something equally wonderful for my parents one day.
You're very considerate of your parents, Lysithia. And I know how hard you work when you set your mind to something, so I'm sure you can do this too. Yes, well, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
That is to say, I certainly will. Thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really should be going. The work of a knight is never done, after all.
Alright, my lovely child on the internet. We're back. Hope you enjoyed all of those supports, because now we are going to get on to the main event. That's right. After doing so many different side quests and off-screen grinding, we're pretty much ready to go ahead and finish what will be the 4th chapter's main mission. The Great Defense of Bridge Merlin. All the enemies' levels are level 19. The Imperial Army launches an attack on the Great Bridge of Merlin and hopes to establish a foothold in the Alliance territory. You must meet them and seek them out in this battle. Okay. So real quick, before we get started any further, because again, we did do mostly just that, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I did. So off screen, I basically got everybody up to where I would like them level-wise, which the cap in the DLC is 15. Leonie is the only character who's not level 15, but that's okay. We got our girl as a thief now, with some pretty good abilities. With her, we got Shadow Blade, we got Wind Step, we got, you know, her regular stuff, but we got her Thieves Pulley, or Thief's Ploy, where basically you get a random chance to assassinate a regular enemy. It's okay if you want to get kill count, but you know, that's going to be probably useful for mostly specific situations, but that's okay. Claude over here, he's looking kind of stacked. He got everything going on for him. Increased damage dealt to enemies, you know, for the number of allies in the stronghold, which is pretty good, because if you have 4 of them, that means you basically get, I don't know if it's +4 or plus like 2, because it goes up by 0.5. I don't know how much it is, but it does that. This skill is good. This skill is good. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this skill is good. Hilda, I did put her on the armor class, but then I went back and put her on the brigand, because now she actually is rocking out with some new stuff. She's still rocking, you know, apoptic flame and lightning, but also now with her ability, she now has Wild Ambition, which basically greatly increases the damage, but also decreases, but also increases the damage received. And also now with Warrior's Wisdom, she's able to break people really quickly. And with the Brigand class, she also gets a unique skill to summon stones, which makes it easier to break people as well. So Lorenz is also kind of a busted character, by the way. His ability, Rondo of Roses, actually just makes him invincible for as long as you kill enemies. And then I also gave him Desperation, so even if he does get smacked around, he becomes stronger. This, in tandem with this, that basically allows him to just, you know, just get the dodge for free, because as long as you have meter by killing the enemies and doing combos with him, he's just invincible. And then he got Knight's Wisdom that I also got, which basically makes him so he just basically does a lot. He's an extra, bro. He's probably the character I'm probably going to play the most, just because he's the easiest to pick up and probably the funnest to play because of this one ability. This one ability is broken. Raphael, he's a mercenary right now because I think the sword class would be nice to have on another character. And I actually put them on this because his pure brawny basically anytime you charge your attack, right, your strong attack, he gets a boost. So in the middle of a combo, if you do a strong attack, which with the mercenary you can do a launcher, you can actually quickly cancel that into 2 launchers and give him max damage buff to combo into like a special or one of his arts. It's pretty good. And then we got your boy Ignatz as a, you know, brawler. Now, the reason why I have him as a brawler, because his move is actually broken, because I figured out that this just works with any class, and basically anytime you cancel into the strong variant after doing a combo, you have a chance to activate Paint, which does random elemental damage from fire to lightning to ice. And then I also got him some other skills that he can use, like Brawler's Ploy to break stuff easier. Then he also has One Heart, One Mind. When adjacent to units, he can get more follow-up attacks. So he's out here going to be doing a lot. And also Watchful Eye also makes him just good as a brawler because he gets more critical hits, which makes him a lot more deadly as a brawler, as the same he was as a archer. Now Lysithea and Marianne, both of these two I have played with a lot, so now I understand a lot of their magic capabilities. A lot of Lysithea's thing is going to be trying to make big combos by setting people back up after hitting them with a dark spell, and then spellbounding them back to her so she can get spell count. I actually have a... I also got a tome off screen that if I wanted to make anybody a magic user, I could, because there's a magic tome that you can get. It's called it's just a regular tome, but it has the property of switching your physical and magic attacks, so that's pretty good. And Lysithea is pretty good for now. And Marianne is actually a broken character because she has Thoron. She got Physique off screen because I got her level 1 of her priestess, maxed out her mage. Snow Slip is still broken because you can do a lot of damage by just pressing buttons with Marianne and hitting everybody with any of her magic, so that's really good. Her Trust is really good because it allows you to refill a lot of your attack and guard meter when teamed up with somebody. And Life Force is really good for her just so she can do more damage with her actual spells and magic. Leonie's here. Nothing really notable to say about her, other than she has the consistent hit bonus, because a lot of her stuff is about juggling enemies a lot. But again, because of the way that she is built, she's not as good as Lawrence, but she does have, like, you know, alert stance, which gives you better dodging. But also darting blow is a thing that doesn't work, I guess. It doesn't say what the effect is, but I guess it's broken. I guess it's just that she moves really fast, which is nice because of her mobility. But other than that, no, there's nothing too much to talk about with her. And then Shamir, we got all the way up to level 15 and max out her archer. And she has break shot and point blank volley. These are really good because of the fact that it also puts people at disadvantage and cracks their defense really quickly. Point blank shot, shoots 3 shots in a wide arcing area, so that's really good. And then her cold calculation is literally rhythm game. Time your shot with where she makes the little bubble appear above her head, instantly freeze. Pretty good. And then, you know, that's basically it for all of our team. And now that I had that long-winded explanation of everything that's going to go on, we're going to go ahead and save the game because it's been a hot minute since I have. We're going to save it over this file. And we're going to finally get ready to go into the Great Bridge of Merlin. Once you have reached the end of the demo. You can import your save data to the... Oh, wait, really? Wait, that's this... So wait, we literally... Oh. So getting to this boss mission was actually where the demo ends. Huh, that's awkward. Well, here I was about to talk about how cool my characters were and whatever. But hey, I guess, you know what? Since we're here, we'll quickly show off basically the team I'm going to be rocking for the next little while anyways. So, just so we can show it off. Definitely we are going to go with Lorenz. Lorenz is actually kind of a monster. He is actually a monster. And also, for right now, I guess we can show off, we have showed off, we'll show off new Hilda. Real quick, I guess we should, move both of these two around because they actually have, some good synergy up here, so. Alright, let's go ahead and show off what my team is going to be able to do for now on while we play the game. Once it fully comes out, which by the time this video comes out, it's already out, so it's not going to be a huge issue.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Yeah, don't worry, I won't slack off.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
Now it is my turn. Now it is my there.
One.
Alright, so we'll play as Lorenz first. So Lorenz, the basic flow of Lorenz is basically doing this. You get a little bit of attacks on your enemies, then hold the strong button after that, and you'll do his unique. And his unique is basically just carrying enemies. Now, the important part about this is that this is a quick way to break enemies' guards if you have enough meter for it. Luckily, his unique talent also just goes up by itself. And as you can see, yeah, he just kind of melts. He kind of just melts anybody who's foolish enough to challenge him. And now that we have full meter, he can't actually be touched because, again, he doesn't get touched as long as he has his meter. And the best part about Lorenz is because of this meter, watch this. He gets instantly broken. We get to get a free follow-up to break him, then to do something like this, where we then get to fully break him and then get the crit, and he's dead. It's actually dumb how strong Lorenz is. Like, actually.
I'm sorry.
Lorenz is actually dumb. And that's not even a med. Also, he got Frozen Lance, and this is what Frozen Lance does. Invalidated. Invalidated. Free. You can't do anything. Man, imagine being invalidated to high heck. And you still can't do anything. And you still can't do anything. And you still can't do anything. And now you're dead. Lorenz is actually a problem. Alright, so we'll have Lorenz and your boy.
There is nothing I cannot do.
Actually, we'll just have Lorenz help Claude out for a second.
Now it is my turn. I will aid you. Now it is my turn.
As we go up to where we need to go. Because we'll switch over to your girl and we'll show off what she can do now. So with your girl, I basically made her a thief because she can not only steal items, but she moves pretty quick already with her unique ability, which she gets to keep. A lot of the stuff I want to do with her is just break enemies as quickly as possible and pressure them as quickly as possible. And with the thief, you're able to do that, and she also gets the element of ice. She just folds that guy so quick. And with her strength stat being as high as it is, she can just kind of melt through enemies like it's butter. With her new talent arts, Shadow Blade, she can just kind of do that, cause darkness, and if Lysithia's here, she could then pull them in with her dark stuff, her dark pull, which is really nice. And then also her wind sweep is really good because it then juggles enemies even further. And with her unique ability to just combo enemies like this, she can just get a whole bunch of meter and then just launch a super strong attack. And they're through. And it breaks really good. She breaks really quick and fast now. It's actually ridiculous.
Not a problem. I've got this. I've got this.
Now we're going to switch to Hilda because I'm going to show a little bit of what she can do now.
Of course.
Now, Hilda as Brigid is pretty good because she gets that move. Now that's her, I believe her third strike after a Fury. But also, Hilda gets lightning property, so she gets to suck in enemies as she holds the strong button. She's basically a charge character like in a fighting game. And that's really good because you can then set up for really deadly combos. So we're going to go over here and we're going to take out this whole camp with her just by herself. Hello. You do one of these. Hit him with one of those. She She basically knocks everybody down. One apocalyptic flame, you're all dead. There's nothing. Hilda's basically our strongest DPS and tank. She doesn't even need to crack shields. She can just smack people and everybody dies now.
We have done it.
Even on higher difficulty maps, like she is not worried at all. Here we go. We'll show you what her ability can do. If you press X as Brigade, you just summon a lot of spear pillars to help break. Yeah, thank you for that. And then you can easily end foes a lot quicker by just doing that, or break their guards so you can kill them. Ooh, you guys are putting up a little bit of a fight. Okay, I might be getting cocky, but that's okay. You're all dead, so. Plus ratio. Plus you're dead. Now what are you gonna do? The build is in your face.
You shall pay for this. You hear?
That third strike on the Brigade, when she throws the axe and she goes around her, is really powerful. It's just a good area clearer. Also, we killed the thief by accident. I forgot that's who we were fighting. Oh well. Those guys should be just about done. And then we'll show off Claude, because Claude is actually probably the most stupid unit that you can have at this point of the game, because of all the stuff he can just kind of do. Thank you for the item.
Time to make a name for ourselves.
So, let's go ahead and quickly grab Lorenz.
Lawrence, I need you. Leave it to me.
Alright, so the thing that's stupid about Claude is that we're not even using his broken stuff. But here's Fallen Star if you wanted to see it. Yeah, it's just a homing shot that hits everybody in area. It's pretty funny. Also, this is his best move. Being able to do break shot, again, breaks the enemy and weakens them immediately. And also, Claude just does a lot of damage with his dragon. Like, one of his unique abilities is shooting fire, which is great because most of the time he only uses wind. But being able to set people on fire and do extra chip damage is really good. Set up for a combo for that, so then you can get extra breakage.
We managed to contain things here.
Also, before we kill the boss, because it's going to be pretty easy to do so, I just want to kind of get enough meter so we can show off. Guys, come over to me. Oh, did we already kill all the units? Are we that good? I guess we're that good. Okay. Actually, there should be one more set of them. Okay. Because Claude with dual linking is actually kind of busted when it comes to special usage. Like, one thing you gotta get used to in this game, which I figured out while basically grinding, getting ready for the 4th level that never came. We can go over here, right? We can go over here and watch how much damage we can just do to this one man.
Lawrence, I need you. You may handle the rest, Claude.
Well, that's okay numbers, but watch Claude now.
Blame me all you want.
You can just insta-pop a boss with that. Because it didn't even show you how much it did, but that did almost 170,000 damage. But yeah, that's all I was doing off screen to prepare for this episode, and then it turns out that we're not playing anymore, so that's fine. But I guess since now that I know we're not going to be going anywhere else because we literally are finished, we're going to save that because whatever. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch the rest of the supports that we can watch at this point because, hey, I wasn't expecting us to not be able to, first of all, not be able to do this next story mission, but second of all, not to be able to, you know, continue. So we're gonna go ahead and do some more story stuff. All of these supports that we have access to, and we're gonna go.
As I told you before, I do not have a crest.
Why do you insist on hiding it? It can only mean your crest is somehow...
Please stop!
What's going on here?
Lysithea.
What were you saying about crests? Go on. I study them every day without fail, so this is extremely relevant to my interests. I do hope you have proof of your theory, though. Spewing out unfounded platitudes will just lead to consequences you definitely don't want. I might not look it, but I'm a general in this army.
Ah, well. We were just finishing our conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I can't believe they brought this bitch back.
Thank you, Lysithea.
Think nothing of it. I stepped in of my own accord. You appear to hold a secret or two regarding crests.
Well...
No need to answer. We all have things we prefer to keep hidden. Still, your situation hits rather close to home for me. Perhaps too close.
What?
So if you ever need assistance, don't hesitate to ask. We secret keepers need to hold strong with each other after all. Oh, and I'm not saying this because I pity you. But you clearly find your secret painful. In light of this, maybe I've been a bit too harsh on you in the past.
Oh no, you haven't been harsh at all. I'm merely envious of how strong and level-headed you always appear to be. I never would have guessed you hold a closely guarded secret just as I do.
I'm not gonna tell you, if that's what you're after.
Yes, I suspected as much. Still, perhaps you would be willing to hear mine one day? I feel like being around you gives me the courage to finally set it free.
I would be happy to hear you out, and also to help rectify the situation if possible. I know quite a bit about Crest's scholarship. That fool talking to you earlier couldn't hold a candle to me.
Thank you, Lysithea. I already feel a little bit braver.
I'm offering you the full might of my assistance. I hope you can do better than a little.
I mean a lot. I know I'm going to feel a lot braver.
Alright, let's see. Anybody who's not your girl? Oh, Lawrence has one with Raphael that we can actually view right now, so let's go.
Raphael, pardon my interrupting your fleeting moment of repose.
Oh, hey, Lawrence. You need something?
I do, in fact. To tell the truth, I recently learned how you and your family founded an inn once you returned to your hometown. Yet, you still chose to leave them behind and risk your life and livelihood fighting in this brutal war. I must ask the reason why.
Why? Well, to keep my family safe, of course.
I struggle to follow your reasoning. Would then it not be more prudent to remain by their side?
That's what I thought at first, too. But just being there with them wouldn't be enough. Yeah, I can protect everyone day to day if I'm back keeping watch at the inn. But if me joining the fight on the front lines means we bring peace back to the world, they'd never have to worry another day in their lives. So sure, it's tough being away from Maya through all this, but it'll be worth it in the end. I know it.
I see. Your thinking is correct in part, but it is in part mistaken as well. Staying at the inn to protect your family will not provide them the security you so desperately desire. So long as this war continues to heave along, your establishment will always remain at risk of being consumed by the flames of combat. But you are a commoner, and it is our duty as nobles to protect the ordinary citizens of our territories. There should be no need for one who is not with the military to leave their family and join the war effort. Such tasks are meant to be handled by the nobility. In other words, you should be leaving the defense of your lands to me and my subordinates.
Were you really that worried about me being here? Oh, thanks. But this was my choice. I'll be fine.
No, that is not what I meant, in the slightest. I speak of the obligation we in the nobility have to our people. The weight of war should fall on our very shoulders, while the common folk in our charge should focus on maintaining their livelihoods.
Okay, but I'm still gonna fight no matter what. The toughest people are the ones who should be leading the charge, right?
What I mean is, you're not listening to a word I say, are you?
You don't think I've got what it takes, huh? I got it. Let's compete to see who's stronger.
Pardon? You want a competition?
You betcha. It's the perfect way to find out who's got the real arm muscles around here. There's a bunch of boxes that need to get moved over in the training grounds. Want to see who can carry the most? If I win, you'll have to promise to be totally cool with letting me fight.
No, I must decline. By that token, you will only end up proving your point.
So you do think I'm strong?
Do not misunderstand my intentions. You and I are on completely different pages on this matter. We are practically in two separate genres. But someone like him would undoubtedly prove useful in the heat of battle. But...
hello? Whatever. I'm gonna go grab those boxes myself. My muscles are aching for a little workout.
Man, you know, I like Lorenz just because he's so oblivious to the fact that, like, you know, we understand what you're saying, but it's like, you're not gonna change your mind, bro. Sorry. Okay, so I guess Ignatz and Raphael are the last two who have a unique conversation, and then we'll finish off with Shezy, your girl, talking to everybody else. And then I guess I'll be back with more Fire Emblem Three Houses once the full game comes out, which will be literally the next episode you see, so it's whatever.
Hey there, Ignatz!
Oh, Raphael!
I've been looking all over for you. Got a minute to chat?
Of course. With all the battles lately, we've barely had any time to sit down and rest.
Right? It feels like I don't even see you anymore. And I definitely don't have enough time to show off my muscles.
Glad to see you haven't changed at all these past 2 years. The Officers' Academy shut down so suddenly. I scarcely would have imagined we'd all end up back together as part of an army.
Same here. Oh, and I could hardly believe my ears when I found out you signed up to be a knight over with Lawrence.
To be honest, I had nowhere else to turn. I owe a great debt to him and his generosity.
Gotcha. He's not such a bad guy, that Lawrence.
I agree. Tell me, Raphael, how have you been holding up these past 2 years? I hear your family opened an inn.
Oh yeah, me, my grandpa, and Maya. Business is going pretty great if you ask me.
That's wonderful. And how is Maya?
She's as sunny as always. That reminds me, she was pretty worried about you. I better write her a letter and tell her you're okay. I'm sure she wants to see you. Bet you're feeling the same way, huh?
Of course, I'd love to come and... That is, I should write her a letter.
What's wrong?
Life never works out the way you want, does it?
Huh?
Oh, it's nothing. Just thinking back to my childhood. Back then, I felt like I had the power to do whatever I wanted.
What do you mean? I still feel like that now.
You do?
Sure. I know I joined the Officers Academy to be a knight, but that option's off the table. But look at me now. I might not be a knight, but I'm fighting in a war as if I was. All you've got to do is put your mind to it, and you can do anything you want. Trust me.
Yes. I think you're right. Thanks, Raphael.
Hey, I was wondering if I could ask you something. I heard that you don't have any parents. Is that right?
Yeah, the woman who raised me died, and I don't even know who my birth parents are.
That must be tough for you, huh?
I don't really feel sad about it or anything, but I do think about my birth parents sometimes. It can weigh on me, not knowing who I really am, you know?
Well, you might not know who you are, but you still work hard and you keep your chin up through it all. That makes you super strong in my book.
Hey, Raphael. Your parents are gone too, right?
Yeah, both my mom and pa died in an accident.
Well then, you're just as strong as I am. You work harder than anyone I know, and you do it all with the biggest grin in the world.
Of course! It's easy when you love training as much as I do. Hey, I just realized something. We've sure got a lot in common. Our parents aren't with us anymore. We're both commoners scraping our way through this war, and most importantly...
What can be more important than that?
Both of us have got some serious brawn!
I appreciate that, but our body types are completely different. Not sure this really counts as brawn.
Sure, you're a little scrawnier than me, and maybe a lot smarter. But you know, my brain's been getting a constant workout ever since we opened the inn.
You have an inn?
Oh, yeah. I went home and started one up with my grandpa and little sis once the academy shut down. Running a business like that takes a surprising amount of muscle. Sure, there's regular stuff like hauling things around, but you need brain power too. If you ever want to make a profit, you have to pay real close attention to keeping the books straight. I mostly let my sis handle that stuff, though. That muscle still needs more work for me. Which means I'm in charge of the cooking. But that has its own share of problems.
Yeah, it can be tough to find your footing when you switch jobs, especially if you have to start doing things outside your wheelhouse. Trust me, I've had my fair share of growing pains getting used to the army life. Everything's way different from how it worked with my merc groups.
But don't you just fight? That doesn't seem so different to me.
A totally different way of fighting.
Mercenaries tend to get involved in smaller skirmishes as opposed to big battles, and most of them prefer to fight solo if they can afford it. But an army acts as one unit. Coordinating that many people all at the same time is a huge change for me. And there's way more to military work than just plain combat. Stuff like managing resources, making sure everyone has the weapons and armor they need. I don't think I'm bad at math per se, but it's definitely not something I'm used to doing. And the more stuff there is to keep track of, the harder it all gets.
Hey, you're not so good at using your brain either. We're practically twins.
Thank you,
That makes us pals
Raphael.
now, right? I've got your back. So you just keep on working hard, buddy.
Right back at ya. Let's keep fighting the good fight.
Raphael's like, your brain don't work so good? Mine too. Like, okay, bro. Ah, man, that's why I like him. That's why I like him like that.
Phew, what a workout. Oh, hey, are you here to train too?
Nah, just grabbing something I forgot earlier. Is this normal training time for you, Leonie?
Well, yeah. We've been so busy lately, I've had to squeeze it in whenever I can.
Huh. You work hard for a mercenary.
I'm just starting out in my career, so I can't afford to slack off now. I only started training as a merc after the Officers Academy closed, remember? Meanwhile, you were one before you even came to the Academy. You've got years of experience on me.
Still, you're skilled and you've got brains, which means you're more promising than the average rookie.
I hope you're right. I have to distinguish myself at some point, or else I won't be able to face the captain.
You have a captain?
Yep. He visited my village when I was a kid, and I practically begged him to make me his apprentice. I was probably a huge nuisance, but I was so desperate to get out of my village and be independent. Gerald treated me like an annoying little brat at first, but eventually, he taught me for real. He showed me everything. Tricks of the trade, standard training routines, basic strategy. Don't you have a mentor? Someone who showed you the ropes?
A mentor? I do have a mentor, in a sense. You know, someone who occasionally gives me advice and stuff.
That sounds sort of vague, but I guess there can be all kinds of mentors. Either way, you still have loads more experience than me. I need to work hard so I can catch up with you.
Well, if you ever want help from an old pro, just say the word.
Thanks. I'm glad to have a role model I can count on.
So, like, are we all gonna talk about that she didn't react to her saying Gerald? I guess we're all not gonna react to that? Okay, cool. Whatever. Moving on.
Oh, hey, Ignatz. What you reading?
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely didn't hear me. Hey, Ignatz!
Ah, what? Oh, it's you. Can you please try to not sneak up on me like that?
Sorry about that. I was trying to talk to you, but it didn't seem like anything was getting through.
No, we're not. She's not that. No.
Looks like you're really into that book, whatever it is. What's it about? Doesn't look like battle tactics at the very least.
You're right. This is the Traveler's Journal. It chronicles places that lie beyond Fodlan's borders.
You've seriously been lugging books around with you? Though I admit, that does sound like a good one.
Yes, it's fascinating. The author's unknown, but whoever it was really traveled to all these places and documented everything. It's amazing how vastly things can differ depending on where you are, like the plants or the animals or even the ore in the ground. And of course, the way people live in those areas is so diverse too, like their food and their clothes. But what's most interesting to me is the architecture. Ruins in Fodlan contain ancient architectural styles that are, for some reason, also found on faraway islands.
All right, I get the picture. You talk like you've seen it all firsthand.
Well, I really try to place myself in the author's shoes when I read. So I guess in a way, I have. I'd love to visit all those places myself, but that's easier said than done. Especially since I became a knight.
The way you say that makes me think you never wanted to be a knight in the first place.
Oh, no! No, of course I did. At any rate, both my father and my brother are pleased that it's official.
Sounds to me like you became a knight for them.
That's not it at all. I'm very happy with my decision, honest.
Even though you can't go off traveling?
Yeah, getting sent out to different locations for battle is kind of the same thing. Oh, but of course the mission always comes first. It's not like I go off wandering whenever I feel the urge.
Uh-huh. But you would if you could, right?
Why do you keep asking me about this? All these leading questions, they're uncalled for. I might not be able to travel of my own volition, but I can read books and go wherever I want in my imagination. And that's good enough for me.
Hey, Marianne. You were really doing great during those drills today.
Oh,
I'm heading over to the mess hall. You want to join? After all that training this morning and no break, I'm starving. Oh, sorry, I forgot. You like to eat alone, right? Then don't worry about it. I'll find someone else.
no, I'd like to accompany you. If you would have me, that is.
You sure? All right then, let's go. I wonder what's on the menu today. Oh, man, that was good. I feel alive again.
Yes, that was nice.
By the way, why'd you decide to come along with me?
What do you mean?
You usually sit by yourself. I thought you didn't like eating with others. Sometimes I see you eating with Hilda, but I figured that's because she makes you do it, right?
Yes, I do feel more comfortable when I'm alone. I haven't been around people much, so I don't normally know what to say in conversations.
Well, now I'm even more curious why you decided to eat with me.
Well, you have a strange power, right? It makes you transform, or something like that.
Yeah. You curious about it?
It's not so much that. I, wondered if you despised having it.
Nah, I don't even give it much thought. And besides, my powers come in handy a few times. I know it makes people suspicious of me and curious about my background, but that's just how people are.
And yet you always have such a sunny disposition, and everyone here respects you. I wondered why that was.
I mean, I sure hope they respect me. So, that's why you wanted to join me?
I wanted to know how I could be like you.
Like me? But Marianne, it's not like you have some mysterious power tucked away, right?
No, I don't.
If you just want to make friends with people, then you don't need to think so hard about it. It's not like anyone here hates you.
Don't they? I'm so useless.
Hey, you're a huge help to all of us. I mean that. So you don't have to force yourself to act like someone you're not, okay?
All right. Thank you for saying that.
Oh, there. Are you doing some research?
Yeah, I was just looking through records of past battles. Figure I'll probably run into some similar situations.
That's admirable of you. I thought that someone with a mercenary background would be a little more reckless with their fighting. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That sounded a bit rude, didn't it?
No, you're right. My fighting style was pretty loose when I was a mercenary. Actually, I can't say it's really changed that much. But I've got more responsibility now, so I've had to adjust some. Any mistakes I make would only cause problems for everyone else, right?
Huh. You're much more studious than I thought. I can see why Claude trusts you so much.
You really think I'm held in such high regard?
That's what I've heard, at least. It's very impressive, especially since you're so young.
Thanks, Lysithia. And the same goes for you, too. For a kid, you're amazing at what you do.
Excuse me? Who is a kid?
Huh? Well, you are.
I must ask that you refrain from treating me like a child.
I wasn't trying to...
You said, and I quote, for a kid. I'm aware that people often treat me like a child, but to think you'd call me one directly to my face! I work harder and contribute more to this army than anyone else here. It is truly vexing that something as inconsequential as my age can dictate how people treat me.
I'm sorry. I had no idea you hated being treated like a kid that much.
This is not a matter of like or dislike. My belief is that those who fight alongside each other should treat one another as equals.
Well, yeah. I thought I was complimenting you as an equal, obviously.
Then there is no need for any qualifying language. You should compliment me as you would anyone else.
Hold on, didn't you tell me I was impressive for being so young? Doesn't that mean you assessed me based on my age, too?
Me saying you're impressive in spite of your age is completely different than you saying I'm pretty good for a weak little baby.
Pretty sure I didn't phrase it like that.
But it's what you meant! Oh, I should have never complimented you!
You know, an adult wouldn't get all stubborn and combative like this.
I am not being combative. I'm simply having a normal conversation with you. Is that a problem?
What about this is normal to you?
Alright, and that's every single event that we can view in the game for now. So, yeah. I guess that's going to be it, my lovely child of the internet. When we come back, well, we should be back to be able to actually move forward with the actual plot of the game once the full release is out. And, yeah, next time you catch me, my lovely child of the internet, we will be going to the Bridge of Burden for real this time. And, yeah. Until then, I have been Multi126789, other known as Multi-Man, and I'll catch you lovely chows next time. So, ciao, ciao. Until then.